Hello and welcome to the theElpyDimension. I am your guide, Elpy, and this is the Canadian Nightcrawler bin. There's mold in between the piece of cardboard and the bubble mailer. Nobody up here, which I don't know if we should expect to see with the Canadian Nightcrawlers. Last time we gave this, did I say it's the 11th of July 2025? Well, it is. This wonderful feeding of weeds. Here is a worm. It may or may not be a young Canadian Nightcrawler. I am going to guess. It could be, but I don't know. There's a couple of worms up here on the surface. And last time, sorry, I keep not putting it in the camera. Last time we found that when there were greens in addition to these weeds. And then I also added water. And then there are a bunch of, so here's another. I think these are 3 Canadian Nightcrawler babies we've seen. This, though, this is not a Canadian Nightcrawler. And we will put him back. We will put him in worm bin number 2. Okay, there's a Canadian Nightcrawler. They're starting to hiding under the, there's another small worm. I do believe that's Canadian Nightcrawler. See I messed that up. See its tail, how it's kind of spade shaped? Yep, that's definitely a Canadian Nightcrawler. Young. Baby. This one's kind of moving like something else. It is something else. See the clitellum, the yellow tail. You are going in bin 2. All right. So I'm not going to search the whole bin today, but I will try to do a deep dive at least. So that's 2 individuals I've removed from this corner. The temperature down here is about 74, 76 maybe. So 23, 24 degrees. Let's see, here's another. This, I believe, is an Octalasian worm. It is a native worm. Did I just hurt him? That's great. He's going to stay in here with the Canadian Nightcrawlers. The material is colder down there. So we've just found a pocket of worms. That would be 4, including the ones I first counted. 5. That one does not look healthy. 6. 7. That's probably a Canadian Nightcrawler baby. 8. Not the healthiest acting or looking worm. I think that's a red wiggler. I'll leave it in here for now. But I did drop a bunch of radish greens. Somebody poking their head out. 9. Down in the middle for these guys. See that one shoot out? Hey, he's fast. Well, so we know there's probably safe to say at least a dozen. I'm just going to put them, try to put them back in that corner. I'm going to go with a dozen. This is not a Canadian Nightcrawler or an Octolesian. Going in number 2. Join your buddies over there. All right. Yeah, this was kind of, oh, this is definitely another adult, either European Nightcrawler or red wiggler, bigger one. And then there's another one over here. So definitely the other composting worms are happy over here. We got lots of worms. Some of them, I believe, are Canadian Nightcrawlers. Babies. One of these days I need to do another count of these guys. I'm pretty sure this is a European Nightcrawler, or I'll leave him because he's not fully mature, but definitely, almost certain he's not a Nightcrawler. Yeah, I really am going to have to do a dedicated dive. Yeah, there's this, I'm pretty sure, is a, I'm going to say a European Nightcrawler. Yeah, because I'm going to have to be more mindful, because these guys are so big. I feel like they'll be that much easier to crush. But I put some radish greens down here as well as garlic scapes, and it looks like only the garlic scapes remain. And it does appear that the baby worms and the other composting worms frequent are more present in the food areas. That only roped me up one adult and one red wiggler. But it definitely is moist down there. Not super wet, but those could be Canadian Nightcrawler babies. Well, what I'm going to do, that is a red wiggler, is add a little bit of my shredded paper. just to kind of help take up the slack. And then we're going to go over to this corner. I think what are you? Looks like a bigger, could be a bigger Canadian Nightcrawler baby. I don't want to hurt it. I feel like I definitely need to, like I'm not even moving. Okay, I just scooped up. Are you alive, bro? Yeah, it's alive. Scoop this up out of the corner. And we got 1, 2, 3 slightly smaller individual, 4 huge individual. What could be, that one's almost got a clitellum. I don't know if that's a Canadian Nightcrawler baby. Let us say 4, 5, 6 individuals over here. Thought maybe I just saw a cocoon, a big one, but now I don't see it. No. And then we got, so I would guess it's safe to say I've got at least 20 adults left. These look like they're probably all composting worms. Oh, there's somebody in the moisture. Okay. Now I know this bin is tilted, so on the one hand, if I leave the moist spot, then they have the option to go to it. But this is kind of a bit much. So I'm going to leave that mud down there, and we're going to separate some of these paper layers. I'm going to leave the mud and put more shredded paper. For absorption. We'll kind of put that. Okay. Now, I might also put one of these weeds down there. And yeah, is this what I think? May or may not. Yeah, that's a cocoon. So they're still breeding. That's excellent. We'll separate this layer. And give them some banana peels. Now these guys are anesic, which means they travel vertically. So while I do put food down in the mix, I also like to put food on top, which is sort of tricky with regard to fruit flies. So I'll just kind of put this there. And we'll put some more banana peels and some strawberries. And we'll put that paper. Maybe we'll kind of wrap the banana peels in the paper. And we'll put the weeds and stuff back over them. And we'll do the same with this paper. No, I think that's all we got. We do have fresher banana peels, avocado skin, and I'll go ahead and just bury it a little bit. Now, spreading them out like that is not going to help. I mean, if I don't want the bin to heat up, I guess it's not a bunch of food all in one area, but yeah, so we'll see. All right, well, that's it for the Canadian Nightcrawler bin on the 11th of July, 2025. Again, I really need to do a, put the mold on it. A recount of these guys. And then we'll put the card for the... All right. Thank you so much for your time and your interest. Be safe. Be well. Bye for now.